Good morning. My name is Jesse. I'm a neurodivergent person that deals with symptoms of anxiety and a few other things that I'll share. So, I'm also a therapist. I've been working as a mental health counselor for the last 7 years, but I'm not coming from that angle in my videos. I'm coming more from the lived experience approach of what I've overcome and how I've overcome it. And today I want to talk about the difference between sensory overload and social anxiety. And once again, this is not clinical. Don't take this as medical advice. It's just my view of it, and I think it'll help you break it down to simple terms. So to put it very simply, social anxiety is more fear-based. A lot of people think they're having social anxiety, or they say it's social anxiety, but it's not necessarily social anxiety. Social anxiety is based in irrational fear. So fear of things that have no evidence to suggest they are real. But there's also the attachment to like traumas and that kind of stuff that can cause social anxiety, where maybe some of those fears could feel real, right? But one way or another, it is fear-based. And, so it's like, okay, well, if I go in, well, those people are all going to be looking at me or talking about me or thinking about me, or, I'm not safe here. I'm not safe here. That's like social anxiety type stuff, right? Or unrealistic fears, the worst thing's going to happen, like catastrophizing, right? Like being really scared that something totally out there is going to happen. That's social anxiety. So fear-based. Sensory overload is not something a person can help. So neurodivergent people, it's like an umbrella. I think it's getting broader and broader. I could throw a diagnosis in there, but basically people that are sensitive to sensory stuff like lights, sounds, smells, all that stuff all happening all at once. And, it's not something you can help. So it's not something you can do cognitive behavioral therapy tools for. Like you can't just breathe your way through it and that kind of stuff. You actually need to recharge yourself from it. Not to say those tools can't help, but in the moment, but you have to realize that, you got to take some downtime. You got to put yourself in a dark room. You got to reset. You got to step away from all that sensory overload. It's needed, it's required. And this is not anxiety. It might feel like anxiety. Some people might call it anxiety, but it's not anxiety. And it requires different treatment, different therapy. It requires separating yourself from it and making sure you have this downtime throughout the day. This is something I've learned the hard way myself. I hope that you can learn this from me today and not have to go through some of the things that I've gone through. If this resonates with you or you like what I'm saying or how I speak, then please visit my website and let's work together. Let's at least chat. So have a great day.